Good afternoon, committee chair, committee members, members of the public. My name is Alex Hamilton, your fire chief, with a presentation on the Measure O spending for Fire Station Number 8's operations. So just to give you a little bit of background, Fire Station 8 was opened in 2015. There is 10 personnel assigned there a day. It currently houses a battalion chief, a 3-person engine, a 4-person truck, and a 2-person squad. And then, as you can see there, Measure O funding covers the cost of the 21 personnel assigned to Fire Station 8. Okay, so the total Measure O funding, as you can see there, is just over $6 million, with 1.35 of that dedicated to the cost of the lease for the station. And then you can see here the breakdown of fire station operations. So obviously the single biggest expense is personnel costs at almost $4,100,000. That includes non-discretionary overtime of $820,000. So non-discretionary overtime is when somebody has a day off, is on injury, is deployed to a wildfire, is like there's a whole range of reasons why. Non-discretionary overtime is making sure that there's always that minimum staffing on each of the vehicles. So 3 people on an engine, 4 people on a truck, etc. Discretionary overtime, that is for things like training. Perhaps we need to provide training for ocean rescue response, for example, or for Fire Station 8, swiftwater rescue is one of the disciplines they are responsible for. And then you can see the smaller items there, other line items that go into the running of a fire station. Okay, so in addition, it's worth noting that there are other costs that are not covered by Measure O for fire station operations. That includes the vehicle maintenance costs, training costs outside of that discretionary overtime that discretionary overtime that I mentioned in the previous slide. iPads for reporting, for incident reports, communication supplies. So that's the radio communications, the communication equipment in the vehicles as well as in the station. More recently, COVID supplies would be another example. And then there are some partial costs that are covered. For example, personal protective equipment. So that would be the turnouts that we wear when we fight structure fires and things of that nature. I also wanted to point out that grants have contributed a lot to the operations of Fire Station Number 8. So as you can see there, it's over $5.7 million in staffing costs. We're also awarded grant money to help fund the cost of the ladder truck and the battalion chief vehicle. We've received a significant amount of money for training, and that training is primarily urban search and rescue training, as that is the focus for Fire Station 8. And then lastly, you can see some miscellaneous equipment costs. One example of miscellaneous equipment would be the Lucas mechanical CPR devices. So we have those on all our frontline response vehicles. And so a certain amount of those were allocated to Fire Station Number 8. And with that, I would entertain any questions that the committee might have. Thank you so much for your time today.